Underway. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SLR. And we are here once again in the Hungaroring for Division 3's race around the Hungaroring circuit. I am Riggs, and I'm being joined by Dylan. We are the commentary team for this event, and we'll be the ones that deliver the information and event to you as spectators. Dylan, if you want to just kind of like introduce yourself, like who you are.
Yeah, what's up, guys? As well, Dylan here. Looking forward to the first Q1 actually. Qualifying always on Saturday. Normally, fastest time will be put on the board. Let's see who's going the fastest in Q1.
Definitely, the skies are a bit grey and hazy here in Hungary. Last night we had the Division 2 race and the qualifying was in intermediate conditions, but we did see some drivers kind of conflicted with their tyre strategy, and I've got no sound in my ears, so I think
I
my
haven't
away.
I haven't got either. And some games I either. So.
So
I have, I've got now. Yeah, I just pressed start and then I got sound. So that's a recommendation for you.
Sound. I
just pressed start.
Right, let me press start again. Sorry, apologies for the technical difficulty. We
I mean, it's
so well
Corona time, right? So.
Definitely. I'm going to see if it is actually like sound on the stream, because sound for me isn't really too much an issue. But while we get some feedback on that, we're on board with Darren Paul, who was the first driver to go out in session, and he is about to come run the final turn to start his flying lap. But Dylan, we were just sitting talking there, bit grey, bit hazy here in Hungary. We had wet qualifying in Q1 anyway. Last night for Division 2, it dried up, and then the weather just kind of played up again once more. And you were in that race as well, so you want to kind of like maybe like enlighten us as spectators like what drivers really should and could face here in Hungary if the weather was to kind of be a bit spontaneous and give us a bit of rain.
Yeah, the biggest deal is like knowing on which tire you should try qualifying lap. Obviously, you can see in the garage the delta on both tires, the dries, the wets. You can see which delta is best. So yeah, people should take a guess. Normally in the wet. Now it's dry. Most people will be going on the softs. I see a few people on the hards and mediums, just kind of trying to get some laps in, get to know the circuit. Yes,
I think
that ball should be going
definitely important.
Go ahead, yeah.
I can hear it very faintly in my ears, so I'm going to quickly just check the Twitch, because the Twitch could be.
Next up is the McLaren of Lewis. He's just starting a lap. ZXB is winning 1:18.1, was fastest. As playing Teddy on mediums, the second medium guy is going forward with 18.7. Next up is the McLaren guy, Ned Claw, goes fifth with the 18.9. So Red Bulls looking fast, 18.1 Q1. So decent time as a second. Red Bull driver just starting a lap. So Red Bull with one guy on the softs and one on the hards. Interesting.
Maybe want to get a feel for the hard tyres.
Yeah, Fernand goes 73. Fultz ends up at number 2. So he's just
already
put up a great time.
And already we're starting to see some times coming in. We are just over 13 minutes left in Q1, and Dark Zenon is top of your timesheets, and it's him and him and Venom on the front row as it stands right now. But Hungary itself, it's a very tight, twisty, technical track. There is very little opportunity for overtaking, as Dylan,
Hmm.
being a racing
Yeah.
driver in SLR, will know. And
Qualifying ski. Qualifying
it's
ski.
qualifying is king. Definitely, I can 100 wholeheartedly agree with that one. Because track position is fundamentally important. And I remember hearing it in the commentary last night. It's the Monaco without the walls being
Yeah,
right at the edge of
exactly.
the circuit.
That's a great.
So
James said that. Yeah, totally agree with him.
I think, I mean, I'll just have to kind of rip a page out of his playbook for that particular phrase, but I think he summed it up quite well, and I'll give him the credit for it. But Hungary is that, it's that kind of nature, it's that circuit. The only real, like, I'm looking at the map just now, and the only real overtaking opportunities I can see would be turn 1, and if
Yeah,
you're feeling a
turn one.
bit brave, it'd be turn 4. Like,
Yeah, but
that's
that's
it.
really risky. Go with two cars up the hill to the left, too wide ain't gonna work. Someone's probably gonna get pushed out wide, and you should
Aye,
rejoin
definitely.
the track with all kinds of cars going on top speed to the left. So that will be really risky. So only turn
Aye,
one is the main
aye,
overtaking position.
definitely. Like, you've got, I mean, it kind of underlines just how crucial it is to get a great run out the final turn if you're planning an overtake, and then if you kind of get the overtake done on track, then you have to try and time your strategy perfectly, and you have to try and get the advantage in the pit stops as well, because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
undercut here is quite powerful as well. And we've been coming to Hungary in Formula One since 1986. It has a bit of a rich history in Formula One as well, and there's a lot of history here, and there has been great races in the past. But at the same time, you wouldn't think it just purely because the nature of the track does they really scream out, this is a brilliant racetrack, it's overtaking central, like
yeah.
everything is going to hit the fan and it's going to be completely chaotic. You could have like a race where two drivers are just tussling it out for the lead for the full race, and they're not even they're within a second, and it's still a thrilling race. It just has that charisma and that character about the circuit. Um, but um, I'm really interested to see, is like you were saying, like strategy is going to be key as well.
Hmm.
So what is the main strategy? Because I'm seeing a bit. I mean,
The
as
the main
Q1
no
tires don't
the
really
main
mean.
strategy is just a one top medium to hard. So Q2 would be really interesting seeing who's going on the softs and on the mediums. Um, I mean, you would rather probably go through on softs into Q3 and staying high up the grid, like first, second, to third, and fourth. But OS Scott Lane just put himself in the barrier
Coming out of
in
the
sector
he's
two at the
kind of
end of
sat
sector
right in the middle of
two.
the
Yeah,
road. He's kind of sat in the middle of the road there. Like he must have
some
maybe
people
just let the car
slept.
too
Just
much
yeah,
on the exit curb, and
exactly. In
when it went.
sixth, as he came out of turn 11, I think, just too much speed onto the curb into the barrier, and a lot of people slept or messed up by that. No, but coming back on what I said, maybe getting 11th on starting on mediums is maybe even better than starting 8th on softs that you have to do a two stop.
Hmm. And is the two-stop delta much different for the first? Like how much slow? Like
No,
just
I
like as
think
an estimate.
the main reason behind it it's being so slow is because you have a lot of traffic in this as rock goes into the barriers. Just
Up at
me,
turn 4.
yeah, yeah, up until the four, I'm trying to make a stand, but people just keep on pushing the car to overdriving the car. No, so like I said, the traffic around Hungary, obviously being a high downforce track, it's hard to overtake. So you're probably gonna get stuck in traffic, which costs you a lot of time. So that's probably why the one stop is faster than the two stop, as Rob Lobster needs to go back to the pits, getting a new front wing. He's got 8 minutes
Def-
about. to do that.
He's, I mean, he's got time to come in,
Yeah, he
fix
does.
his
Yeah.
wing, and maybe get one more run. But if that run isn't great, then he could face elimination in the first qualifying segment.
It's
But
Orange
we are kind of like,
Cross, the barrier turn 5. So it's a lot of mistakes here at the beginning of the qualifying.
nah, definitely, and like, and that's the kind of thing as well. Hungary really tests driver skill, tests driver mentality. Like, it does really push you to the limit. And
But,
it
yeah.
really it really does get to this as well.
No,
Because,
but like someone said already, it's a Monaco without walls. As you can see in Rock Lobster's first run, he got held up by the Toro Rosso or the AlphaTauri 2019 season. Obviously, it's Toro Rosso. They got held in because of him crashing. So that was one run going well. What was a normal word for it? Just one run, just completely not going well for him, and then the second one he made a mistake. So 2 runs already, only 6.5 minutes for him. He should be good for 2 runs at least, but there's pressure on him.
mhm. No, it definitely brings pressure on for Rock Lobster to deliver. And it really does just mount if mistakes are just being like. Doesn't even need to be big mistakes, like just running wide at one corner can lose you a 10 for 2. And as we were saying, track position is
It's key.
kind
Yeah.
of.
He's already going out, yeah.
Crucial.
Probably with 2 laps on field, maybe 3.
And then you've got elements of the circuit that have a lot of character and challenge in it themselves. Like, we were talking about the main overtaking point being turn 1. You need to get a great run out of the final turn, out of turn 14, if you want to make any sort of move into turn 1. Drivers need to kind of calculate and process. As I'm watching on board with playing Teddy, as he gets a bit of a slide on into the third sector. He is on his he's on his flying lap at the minute. He is sitting P12. But
He's
like,
eight ends up.
To go back where we were, you need to kind of calculate and process and think about where you're going to make your move. It's not a track where you can just literally try and outbrake somebody into turn 1 and that's it, because you need to sacrifice a lot of your speed to deal with the rest of the circuit because it's very technical. So drivers really need to make day with what they've got and what the team provide them in terms of resource, in terms of setup, in terms of strategy, and get the very best out of it. And it's the ethos of Formula One, like, is to get the maximum out of what you've got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the most fun part about Formula One. It's like, which strategy are you going to run? Like high downforce to be fast in the corners, or maybe a little less downforce to be fast on the main straight. As Teddy just almost overdrives the car. As we'll move on to Rock Lobster, he's starting his hot lap. He needs he needs to deliver actually to get himself into Q2.
So
He's
we'll sit
going
on board with Rock Lobster.
Turn
on the
2,
stream.
turn 2, second gear, moving into third and fourth, all the way up to turn 4, left-hander. Main part about turn 5 is just don't touch that inside curve. You lose the car. This is also a very interesting section because he doesn't cut any of the curb there. You can cut a lot of curb in that turn, so it's interesting to see how many people are going to do that. Looks very decent. Very decent this lap. He's 3 tenths up.
3/10 up.
Nah, that's not going to get him into Q2.
And he is in the final sector, but to navigate his way around the final turn. 3/10 up on his time in the second sector, but where will that put him in terms of the timing boards? It puts him
Oh,
up
that's pretty decent,
to
yeah. So he probably backed out
solid
in,
lap.
yeah, probably backed out in sector 3 on his first run, which got him into third. Pretty decent lap from him. 2 Williams drivers, in top 3 both of them.
It's not something you see every day in the real life Formula One.
No,
As Rock
you
Lobster
don't.
goes well off the circuit. but we will probably see a plethora of drivers coming out to participate in final runs, because we are nearing the end of the first qualifying session. We're just shy of 3 minutes remaining in the session. And in the elimination zone, we've got Scopes, who I think is new to the league. I've not seen his name
Yeah,
in
I've seen him
previous
yesterday.
races. Oh, and
Interesting, he's going
so
on mediums. Why isn't he going on a first set of softs, knowing that he's in the elimination zone? Interesting choices. I mean, if he goes back into the pits now, he probably doesn't have enough time to go on to the third one.
So he's 8/10 down on his time as well, so he needs to commit to these tyres.
He goes first. 67, good left from him, setting the benchmark.
And what does Scopes do? He continues to go round. Jules is in elimination zone, he's on his out lap. Ned Claw's on his lap, he's 4/10 down in the first sector. He's, I mean, he'll need to pull a wee bit of speed out his rear end if he wants to maybe try and claw back.
Yeah, I think he's going for a cool down lap and just setting up the car for the third, for the last run for him. He needs to deliver a good lap, same as Orange Grass, who's almost going to start a lap, and Scopes and Jules needs to put in a good lap. As Hecklin retired. No, that's yeah, that is. He was in the pit as well, so
it's very brave for him to retire, especially being right on the cusp.
Yeah, the gap isn't that big. Same for the Haas driver. He also retires. The gap isn't that big between them. Is that a mistake?
He must have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Confidence in these people and these drivers know putting in a quicker time. But we are 40 seconds away from the end of the session, and I will probably suspect we will sit on board with the 4 drivers that are in the drop-off zone at the minute. Scopes comes into the pits, so he'll not be improving for 17th, so it's really down to Ned Claw, Jules and Crush to see if they improve. I'll go on board with Crush as he'll be the first one to... No, you'll know, but Jules will be the first one to cross the line. He's up a 10th. He is up by 1/10. He comes through the final turn, keeps it nice and tight.
On
Tries to hold the
1.6.
apex, yellow flags are being waved. And he does need to improve to get up at the session, but it's only 16th fastest, and then
Orange Cross on a good lap. Yeah, he was 1.6 second up in the second sector. Crosses the line. It's going to be, that's a good lap. It's 18.3. Puts him up into Q2.
And Ned Claw will be the last driver to post a time. Ned Claw comes round the final turn, gets a nice clean exit on the exit, and
it's not enough. I think the Toro Rosso driver is also on the lap down the 10th in sector 1. He needs a good lap. He needs to win about a 10th to get him up into Q2. Just see what he does. He comes. That's why he comes around. Oh, he's 2/10 up on this time. But that's good
he's
for him.
Very little. Yeah,
just he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah. About 10%. That's not gonna cut it for him, is it?
I mean, you never know. He has kept it clean so far. Took a wee bit of curb
on
the exit. He is up at 2/10, so I think he's pulled himself out of the elimination. Yep, there he is, P13.
That's interesting to see who's going to be out in Q1. Is that the Haas driver and Mercedes driver who retired early? Yeah, it is. Hecklin and the other Haas driver of Gas. They retired in the pit lane, probably thinking it was safe, but not out in Q1.
I retired early on in the session, kind of bit them in the rear end there, as Dubs and Hecklin join Scopes, Ned Claw and Scott Laney in the elimination area. Sprightly joins him as well, so I'm assuming he may have had an incident of his own in that session, so I think he's maybe had an accident there. But while we're transpiring over to the second qualifying session.
Yeah, Youngie said it's gonna rain in 10 minutes, so people probably should get out very fast then.
Oh, aye, definitely. You're right there,
Yeah.
Dylan. It says rain in 10 minutes, wet
Yeah.
Q2. So are these grey clouds gonna unleash some rain? If
Just
that
like
is going to
yesterday.
be the case, then I wouldn't be too surprised to see all the drivers rushing out the new. It'll be like Sunday traffic, trying to go out the pit lane. The racing point of Teddy is the first to go out onto track on the soft tyre.
That's interesting as well. I mean, one the Williams driver is going on the hards, as Rob Lobster is going on the hards. That's interesting as well. I mean, the soft is an interesting choice. So is the hards. I mean, knowing that people are probably going to go on the softs or mediums, picking the hards for the first run in Q2, knowing it's going to rain is really interesting. Maybe it's got confidence. He can do it, and going on the hards in first in the race. We'll see.
Well, Hungary. I can only really use one example in real life. If you think back to 1998, like Schumacher won on a three-stop strategy, which was one stop extra than what the McLaren did at the time. So maybe he's kind of took some inspiration for that. But the way that this game goes, trying a two-stop and trying to overcut people on a one-stop is a bit of a big ask.
Yeah, I don't think two stops gonna cut it in this race, but we'll see, huh?
I like the confidence. I like the spontaneousness in his decision to go on soft tyres. Maybe there is rain at the start of the race. We don't know. Like, we don't have that information on hand, so we have to rely on what we see on track and what we get in terms of messages. Joe said we were expecting some rain, maybe nearly like in his Discord. I think it says in the end of qualifying or the end of the race. Get the message up. He says might rain in qualifying, 45-minute rain qualifying. So maybe if the rain hits, we'll maybe see it in Q3 as well. So also when the rain comes, it'll probably be here to stay. Because it is really dark and really hazy above us here in Hungary. So it might just be a matter of time before the rain hits and we're seeing a yellow flag in the second sector, Dylan. What's that? Oh,
that's the Williams and a racing point. Yeah, if they touch each other, that's a big question as well. Should be interesting to see. The racing point has got wing damage. The Williams doesn't have any, as Plains had goes fast with a 17.6. Next up is Correa, no. That's Youngie with 8 on mediums, so he's probably starting on mediums then. Interesting to see. Yeah.
I'm just scrolling about to see who's on a lap. Craig's about to cross the line. 1:18.1 puts on P4 on the softs. Youngie is his teammate on P3 on the mediums. So there is a real split in strategy here, Dylan.
Yeah, next up is Lewis. He's on mediums, so goes 5th. Maybe there's just a few guys who just think, let's just put on 11 boards. Don't really care which tire it is, just get me through to Q3. Then we'll see on from there, huh? Red is starting first, then 11, right? Red is starting first on the soft and starting 11 on the mediums.
Like, starting on the soft on a track where tyre degradation's really high, where fuel consumption's really high, like, it's really going to put a lot of pressure on the drivers on soft tyres, especially when they've got a full tank of fuel as well, and that's just going to make the tyre situation worse, and it's really going to damage the cycle of the life of the tyre. So like, you'll be lucky if you even get 5 or 6 laps out of the soft.
Yeah, exactly. The soft's like 5, 6 laps.
Just away so quick. So, I don't know. I mean, I've got faith. I like seeing different strategy, but I mean, you really need to make the soft stretch on the first stint if you're wanting to stay in the one-stop rhythm. But maybe he has come for a two-stop. Maybe he's been practicing this, so we can only see if it's being delivered when we see it in action, as we see Gareth coming through the final turn, kind of takes it nicely, takes it tight, keeps his car very close to the Armco on the inside, up to the line, stays the fastest. It was 4.3 seconds doing anyway. He was hardly going to improve with that, but if the rain really hits, Jules, Paul, and Orange Crush are really in on the back foot here because they've
you only told me that 5 minutes till rain. 5 minutes till rain, so it's probably gonna be a wet Q3. So interesting to see who manages to get in Q3 on mediums. That'll be a good shot for the race win.
Definitely. Well, I mean, and I see Venom changing his tyre strategy on the timing sheets there. He's went to mediums and he's coming back out again, so I don't know if he's going to try and beat that. I mean, obviously he will, but...
Yeah, maybe they just were used softs in Q1, just get a bank in, and then Q2 on medium second run to improve. I mean, I think my strat would just be starting on the mediums and going to the hards. No way I would be thinking even about starting on the softs.
I mean, I like bravery, I like risk, so I've got a wee bit of a soft spot for them, but
yeah, I'm not really the guy who likes the chance on the softs. I would just go for the standard strat with them mediums and hards, just knowing that I will be good in the race. I mean, maybe there's a safety car on lap 4, lap 5. You never know what's gonna happen in this game.
And that's the other kind of factor we've got to try and weigh into this as well. Like the prospect of a safety car, like how likely is it going to be? Like, I mean, when you've not got much runoff, when a driver does have an accident, or he has an incident or a collision with other drivers, or if there's debris on the track or whatever, real cause for the safety car to come out, then it's going to be really likely because there's no much room to work with. Like, if you retire, you're barely a stone's throw for the track, like, because you're right there. Like, so a safety car probability is probably quite high here if a driver had an accident, incident, debris for any reason. So that's another thing as well, and that's what really will come to the soft runners. Like that's their safety net, if you will. Like, because if they have a safety car early on in the race, then they could just take advantage of that and get a fresh set of hards on, maybe try it to the end, and then maybe the hards, and then quick to the softs at the end, and try and be as quick as they possibly can come the end. But I'm on board with Crush, who is coming into the pits. Neelix is still out on track. There's no rain yet, and Youngie does say 5 minutes till rain. I don't know how long that has been there though, but he says maybe a wet Q3, so we'll keep our eyes peeled.
It's the hardening before a hard lap. Up to turn 4, he's 2 tenths up on his time, almost 3 tenths going up to turn 4.
So if there's one area I want to kind of maybe like discuss a wee bit in qualifying, just to kind of get spectators like suited and kind of more aware of the circuit, then in Hungary, obviously we're discussing it's tight, twisty, technical, the 3 Ts.
That's a rain.
Like,
that's a rain.
And that's the rain there. That's the rain hitting.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
so
okay.
Neelix is probably trying to get this lap down before it's gonna get really, really wet. Oh, easy. I mean, he's safe in Q. He's 9th, maybe safe for Q2. Going into Q3, he would be starting on the mediums if this lap doesn't get him any higher up. But he's trying to finish it. He goes first, so he will be starting on the soft with a 73. That's a good lap.
That is.
as the track
quite
will
a
be
time there
getting
for Neelix.
slower. Yeah, the track will be getting slower from now on. So people with softs who have set their lap are just going to start on the soft, and people who are 11 down to 14 all on the medium as Rock Lobster is on the soft. He will be probably too late for putting in another lap.
So that's going to be, if the rain comes down and we have to have the switch from dry tyres to wet, then we can really just take the timing sheets that they are as it stands at face value, and that will probably be your finalised results if the rain was to get heavier and become undrivable on slick tyres. But one area of the track I'm wanting to kind of cover would be turn 4, turn 5, because I've been sitting watching a few people's laps, and it's so easy to cut turn 4 purely because it's a blind apex. Like, you don't know where the corner is because you're running uphill to it. And then you were saying turn 5, you just avoid the inside curb because it's an auto spin curb. Like, just how dangerous, I don't want to say dangerous, like how difficult is that section to get right?
Well, I think that the reason why it's difficult because you got like two options. One is like being conservative, knowing you're not gonna cut it and putting a good time on the board. The second option is just cut it as much as the game allows you to, but maybe you're gonna cut your corner too much, which gives you an invalidated lap time, and then time will be wasted because you need to finish a lap or go to, as Rock Lobster almost losing it on the curb, so it's getting really wet now. So you need to finish that lap or going back to the pits with only 12 minutes in Q3. That's not a lot of time for wet runners. So those are your two options. So I mean, pick a guess for which option are you gonna go? Just a full standing up in turn 4, maybe cutting the corner too much. I mean, it's a big risk. Rock Lobster is going for a second lap, but I don't know. It's just not worth it. People staying in. Is he improving? He probably isn't.
We're on Broadway. Jules, with 2.5 minutes remaining in Q2. The rain is starting to come down here in Hungary, and Jules is coming into the pit, so it'll be quick work for Toro Rosso boys if they're wanting to get him back out on circuit for another lap, but I think that is the end of his running. Zaka's Beast is coming in the final turn, and crosses the line, only goes 13th fastest as Jules retires, so he'll be starting 14th. Venom is retired from the session as well. He's up in P2, so he will be safe, especially regarding the change in weather conditions. Rock Lobster's a second down on his time.
And he's done in Q2.
As the rain gets heavier, and Darren Paul is the same. I don't expect to see the racing point out at the end of this session. So we can all but take the results for this session for gospel and for face value.
I mean, maybe
someday.
Yeah, not for sure, but maybe I would just go out and see.
And Rock Lobster really wet now. Spin.
Yeah, maybe I would just go out in Q2 as well. For one lap on the intermediates, you've got 3 sets. Probably gonna use only 2 in Q3 as it only has 12 minutes. Maybe you would just go out on inters. It's too late for that now, but maybe we'll just go out on the inters. Just getting that feeling in a wet. It's just getting slower, where to brake. It's all about, believe me, your car. Where can you brake? Where do you need to turn in? Where's the grip level? It's gonna change so much from Q2 up in Q3. As Lobster is probably, hopefully, going back into the pits. That will be Q2. Sorry.
He has nursing damage as well, so I highly doubt he's going to go for another run, especially as these conditions are gradually getting worse. Zach is back in the pits as well, and he's eliminated from Q2, as is Darren Paul and Jules. Orange Crush is in P10, but I think he might have just retired manually. He didn't have an accident, I missed it. But Rock Lobster is just trundling back into the pit lane, and
Oh,
the
and
checkered
just
flag will be waving. Just adding an extra wee John for good measure.
I mean, that's one
But
Williams out. Doc Hannon's still in the race, and he's really quick and wet. So it'd probably be a good shout for pole position.
and speaking of
As
pole position, get your
look how
predictions in
close
on the
that is.
chat. Get your predictions in on the chat. Keep us updated on who you think will be the pole position driver at the end of Q3 as we're about to enter wet running, but it looks like, because I was watching Rock Lobster and Beast there, and they weren't really getting to grips in it. I mean, the grip was just falling away for them. So maybe we are at that crossover period now, and we will see some wet running, and this is a whole different game when it comes to wet weather. And Freeman.
It is true. Yeah, it is wet.
And Freeman says he would say Zenon on Neelix. Merck says fellow Williams man Zenon. So Zenon, and you were saying Zenon as well, Dylan. So Zenon is the highly regarded driver here for pole position. So while people are starting to chuck their support on him, it kind of puts pressure on him to deliver as well. But he is exceptionally quick. So I definitely expect to see him fighting with maybe drivers like Neelix, who was quick in Germany. You've got Teddy, who was quick in Germany as well. He had to fight right through the pack. And you've got Venom, who won last time out in Hockenheim in Division 3. Gareth's quick as well. They're all really quick drivers. Youngie, Lewis, Crush, like everybody. I think this is purely just anybody's guess at pole position, but please be sure to let us know who you think is going to be the pole position driver come the end of Q3, as we are out on intermediate running, and the conditions are just getting
As
worse.
plain Teddy is already lost it into turn 1. So he needs to get used to the new conditions. That's gonna lose him time as well in track position. I mean, track position is everything right now. Getting that lap on the board.
No, definitely. I think
Youngie is going
drivers
to be
will
the
treat
first
this.
driver.
Youngie will be the first driver to put a lap in, so we'll ride on board with him on the out lap, and we'll sit on board with him for the flying lap as well. But I think drivers will just treat this lap as their banker lap, just to get their feeling and their reference points and their dial set to the right setting. And then the next lap will be the flying lap, where we need to actually watch who filters in where on the leaderboard. But we are on board with Youngie, who's about to start his flying lap. If you want to run us through the lap, Don, is right on board?
Yeah, for sure. Coming out to the last corner, crossing the line now, starting his flying lap in the wet. Where to break? That's a big question now. He is late, miss. Yeah, he's kind of missed the apex. Good run, maybe. Up in 3, 4, 5, and 6. Down at turn 3, all the way to the left into upshifting right. No, he's not. Look, he's not upshifting early, so most people will probably be doing that. Just to mind the wheel spin as he goes up in 4. Not cut too many, almost losing it. On the right side, down at 5, all the way into turn 6 and 7. So this is a difficult part as he overshoots the corner. It's just getting the feeling for the car, where to brake, where to plant the power down.
There's a Ferrari off at turn 4. That will be Scott, the only Ferrari left in Q3. Just sorry to talk over there again. I just seen the yellow flags popping up on the track there, and I've seen the Ferrari spinning. So I'll let you get back to the lap.
Yeah, so almost finishing the lap, going out in turn 13. Putting it up in high, overtake, gear 2, shifting up to 3 and 4, finishing the lap at 5, crossing the line. It's going to be a 1:33. Next up is the Red Bull with orange cross. He's got second with 34. Next up is the Dog 10, 29.9. So that's a good lap for him. As Neil is the next driver to cross the line. The McLaren goes into the pits. This goes fourth. Then the Alpha of Craig goes fourth with a 31.6. So Dog 10 is the first guy to put a really good lap on the board.
The only driver in the 129s as well, so he has laid down the gauntlet very early on in the session. That is the benchmark. You need to get into the 129s if you want a chance at sitting on the pole position grid slot here in Hungary. And there's a Red Bull off in the second sector just on the exit. That's Orange Crush facing the wrong direction. Hopefully he gets his car up and away from Neelix, who is coming round turn 5 as we speak, and he's also spun as well.
He's also spun. Probably touching the curb on the inside of 4. Drivers need to watch out for that as well.
And when the track doesn't have as much grip, like when you're coming through turn 5, as soon as you touch it, as we're saying, as soon as you touch that inside curb, your car is basically going to throw itself into the spin. And when you're in the wet, you don't want to be anywhere near that curb. Like, you want to be on wider lines, trying to cool tyres down, trying to find grip on the bigger, wetter patches of the circuit. It is just a matter of managing the intermediate tyres and not burning them out too much, and then finding the grip on the dirtier side of the track as it would be in dry conditions. Because the dirtier side of the track in the dry is probably the grippier place in the wet.
It's playing Teddy on a flying lap. He isn't probably starting one now.
Comes across the line.
Yeah, that's 3-1 off. He's probably starting his flying lap. So Red Bull goes into the pits as well, same as the Alpha driver.
And
McLaren as well. Yeah, exactly. He's starting a flying lap. Interesting to see what he can do down into 2.
He keeps a very tight line through 2, and if it was me, I'd like to kind of like not be near the apex. But if that's how Gareth finds his speed, finds his time, finds his grip, then all power to him. Because we all drive differently with different styles, as we see him coming through turn 5. Keeps it nice.
Yeah, 35. He put up a 35 in the first sector. That's the fastest first sector there is. So
sector anybody.
Yeah.
So Gareth is on a charge with this lap as he comes into the tight and twisty second sector.
Oh, he only with 29.4.
And
5 times double Shannon, so...
Youngie
is the circuit getting faster? That's the question. It looks like it. It's Gareth ending sector 2 with 103, so he's probably going to put up a good time on the boards. On 13 and down up to 14, finishing his lap. Yeah, he's taking tight lines, as you said. Crossing the line. He goes second fastest with a 29.6.
So maybe the track is kind of evolving, and
exactly.
the drivers are finding more speed now as they become more familiarised with the wet tyres. So
it's about confidence. About confidence in the car. Where's the limit?
Aye.
Driving a lot of laps. Yeah, just exactly. Just driving a lot of laps is really important.
If you maximise your time out on track, you're going to boost your confidence. You're going to also boost your own skill level as well, because it purely comes down to skill rather than setup when it comes to the wet, really. Also setup does play a fundamental role as well, but skill is what puts the times on the board. But we are 4 minutes remaining in Q3, and it's up to Scott and Lewis to get laps in. Scott's invalided his lap. He will probably be gone again, which he is, and Lewis is put a 1.5, and as he crosses the second delta line, we'll ride on board with him as he comes through the penultimate corner into the final turn.
No ERS left for him. It's gonna cost him in sector 3.
So how important would it be to have ERS and Eddie's
Um,
retired in the pits, like to come in
no,
this final
ERS
sector?
is,
Because
yeah, isn't that important in the wet, I think. Um, when I'm driving in the wet, I'll just every turn, every corner is like a different ERS setting for me. So probably medium 2 or none in corners, and then long straights is overtaking hot lap for me. So trying to get the most grip in every corner is probably in like ERS mode 2 and none, even low maybe. So that's important to see which drivers are choosing those settings and which drivers are like just on 5 hot lap for the whole lap. As Shannon is starting his lap, interesting to see what he can do into turn 1.
And we'll quickly jump onto Zenon, but like I've just jumped on board with Scott, and Scott's got purple second sector, so he's coming through the penultimate turn here as well, but it isn't on pole. Purple second sector, so he must have made a mistake somewhere in the final turn, but we'll ride on board with Dark Zenon, who is on his flying lap as he the blind apex of turn 4 as he rises up the crest. 10th shy of his best time through there. There's a wee bit of a slide on, has to correct the steer. Keeps a tight line through 5, keeps himself away a reasonable distance for the curb, and there's an alpha of that'll be Craig sitting on the exit of the chicane at 6 and 7 through the tight and twisty second sector as he gets another bit of slide on the rear end, trying to get away from there a wee bit, and it's the same there again. It just looks very uneasy, but I don't know if it losing him too much.
Yeah, he boarded the lap.
Line. I think he's down 8 tenths, and I think he's backed off the lap as he's backed into no ERS usage, so he will probably be saving for a final run. Which will
it's interesting to see how close Greg is gonna pull up on him, because Greg probably doesn't realize he's starting another lap. As Greg, he's going into the pit, so that's qualifying down for Greg in the Alpha, 9th only for him.
And we are in the final minute, and the Red Bull of Crush is off in the second sector again in this session.
Yomi just messed up in turn 1, going onto the grass.
The only real
so that's qualifying for him.
The only real person who can be
Doc Shannon.
bet on the time. Oh, I think Venom's left it late as well, because it says he's on an outlap. He's not going to make it through in time. He's only at turn 5.
No, he's 5
too far
tenths
back.
down. Yeah.
And Crush is coming in. Scott's about to go again, I think, but I don't think he's going to go again because he's got very little ERS usage there. So the only real person that can challenge Youngie at this stage in the session is going to be Dark Zenon. And he's on his lap at the minute, so we'll just sit on board with him, and he's got a bit of a slide on in his run. And it is... That's...
So, can we call that...
charge?
Can we call that pole position for Youngie? I think so.
I don't see anybody else on the lap.
No,
not
a
chance.
chance.
Is down
Neelix, no, he's 2.5 down on his time. So that's pole position for Youngie. In the wet, with 29.4, 2 tenths up on Gareth. Neelix.
Still a lap, 29.4.
That is, yeah. I think let me see what the time in the Div 2 wet was yesterday. Was it 29? Was it? Let me see for you.
Everybody's just filtering into the pits, bringing the cars back to the garage, and Neelix will be the last driver to come back to the pit lane.
Yeah, so yesterday the first time in Q1 in the wet in this 2 was 29.3, so that's a really good level. You're only a fan of them. I mean, it's kind of a disappointment to the qualifying. Just no one else was able to improve the time. Maybe the weather was getting worse. So, Youngie probably really glad with that lap.
It definitely does look like, just for our screens and for the camera angles, it definitely looks like it's absolutely pour in the rain now
Yeah,
compared to
exactly.
the trickles
Yeah.
that they got at the start of the session. So it probably is just the fact that the tyre preference has just changed so late on in the session, and the grip that they had on intermediates has just faded away really. But with qualifying concluding, we have Youngie in the Alfa Romeo in pole position with a Stella Lapia 29.4. Gareth joins him alongside in the McLaren on the front row with 29.6. Zenon in third. He was touted to be the pole position man by most of the chat, and he sits in P3, Plain Teddy in P4, Scott in fifth in the Ferrari, Orange Crush in P6 in the Red Bull, Neelix, Lewis O'D on the fourth row, and Craig and Venom in the Alpha and McLaren respectively round out the top 10 for our grid. And Smoke is asking if it's a dry race. As far as we're aware, it is a dry race. Like when we were told it was a wet squall is
Yeah, I think it's a dry race at the beginning and then wet. Oh, Youngie just said a full dry race, so he just confirmed that for Smoke and all of us in the stream, as we'll probably be waiting 5 minutes for everyone to get ready. So full dry race. That's great, yeah.
So we can use this. We normally have a 5 minute interval. This is normally your time where you can go and get yourself a nice wee cup of tea, nice wee toilet break, stretch the legs, discuss with us what you want to see in the race, who you think's going to be the winner, who you think's going to be on the podium. Tell us what you think's going to happen, and it's just a general discussion you have between myself and Dylan and the chat. This is our period where we just kind of take over for a short period while the break is being had by all. So, Hungary, turn 1. It's a fairly lengthy run
yeah, someone pressed start.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he pressed start, so what are we gonna do now?
Says Riggs for the win. Oh man, I would love to say I would be able to win, but I don't think I can dare last the first in May Motor. But I mean, I love your enthusiasm, Mercs. I love that. But the brake is being scrapped as we're about to start the formation lap. So, and Youngie's left the session as well, and his car's no there.
Going to be restart.
His car isn't there.
Yeah, people leaving, probably gonna be restart.
I mean, Hungary is my favourite track, according to Mercs, but it's just because we've got some beef on that track. But oh, I love how I just say it's some beef, but I think we're migrating hosts due to the error there, so for old time's sake, aye, season 3 flashbacks with that Ian Mercs, but with the fact that Zen and who readied up? Was it Venom? Did Venom ready up?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Which is
Venom
really
readied
unfortunate.
up.
That's going to be a restart of the session. So, I mean, it gives us more time just to speculate about the first corner and the race overall.
That's true, and I see Scott there on board with him as he gets absolutely punted after track at turn 6 and 7, and it's only Neelix and Craig who are left on the formation lap, and we have just disconnected because the session is no longer available to us. So, aye, speculate, time to discuss, time to dissect, to break down what we can expect in this race. There is a lengthy run down to turn 1, so there is opportunity to gain places off the start, and as a very famous Murray Walker used to always say, you can't win the race on the first lap, but you can definitely lose it, and I think that definitely just applies to every race. So I think drivers have a real opportunity to make gains off the start, because the run down to turn 1 is actually quite long. It's no, like, the turn 1 isn't right in your face like it was in Hockenheim, so there is definitely going to be a lot of, no, I was going to say carnage, that's not the correct word, terminology. I would probably say a bit of action, should we say, Dylan? Like,
well, it's probably, yeah, it's, I mean, is everyone safe into one, or are there a few guys who would like to make up some plays into 201? That's a big question. If everyone stays safe into 201, takes it easy, then no carnage. But if there are a few guys who go for a dive bomb, then there could be a safety car after turn one. Who knows, huh?
So, and do you feel I mean, obviously track position in Hungary, fundamentally important, it's very crucial. So, is that going to be playing in the drivers' minds as they try and make their way through the pack in turn 1 and 2 to try and get as much as they can off their start? Or is it a matter of just settling into the race and just...
Yeah, I mean, I would just go for the safe route and just setting into the race. Maybe lose a position, but keeping your front wing, that's important. Just, I mean, you could rather lose 2 positions than keeping the front wing, or winning one and losing a bunch of your front wing. Yeah, which strat are most guys going for? That's a biggest question now, I think.
And that's the main discussion as well, because we've seen in Q2 drivers were going out in soft tyres, so the people that are on softs in Q2 are going to start on the softs, so there is that real differentiation strategy, which is very, like, I mean, it's unique to us as spectators because it allows us to speculate what can really happen in the race, but I mean, I literally took a quick glance at the chat there, and I think Venom's got a penalty for starting the race during the interval. So, and he just says, I'm not even racing then. So, I think he's just kind of packed up his bags and decided not to race.
Fly home from Hungary.
And he'll probably meet at the next race in Spa. And Spa is our next destination as well. No, the day Spa, the actual track Spa. So we will
no summer break for us. No summer break for us after Hungary. Just flying straight over to Spa.
See that 4-week break? No, we don't care what it is. We're constantly on the go. We're overworked.
Exactly.
We're overworked.
I think we should get a paycheck rise. I mean.
Exactly. SLR, get on the phone. I need a.
For the amount of work I'm doing right now. I mean, come on, guys.
Exactly.
It's a new lobby.
But no, I think Venom has just decided to say he's patching the race with that, and he's just gave the wee peace emoji. So I think I can understand he's maybe a bit frustrated with that. I can do that right now.
That would be amazing.
I can't find your name.
That's all I did. Yeah. Great colleague.
Definitely. I'm definitely on top of things. There we go.
Yes, thank you. I'll take the pay rise. As Merck said, I'll take the pay rise.
He's on board with this protest.
No, I think Merck's is definitely on our side. I mean, he works so hard. His throat is just not keeping up with this. He had to sit out this one. Heckling also needs an invite.
So chat, feel free to engage with us as commentators, engage with us as a chat, and let us know what you think's going to happen in the race. Like, let us know who's going to win, let us know who's on the podium, let us know what you think's going to, like, just chuck out a bold prediction out there, and we'll discuss some of them on stream. Get in touch with us if you fully believe in our demand for a bigger paycheck at the end of the day, because I definitely want to see folk on board with that, Ian. But just feel free to engage and just kind of let us know what you think, but also feel free to also just use this as your interval to get your drink of tea, get your toilet break in, stretch your legs, whatever, and we will be underway shortly. It was due to Venom readying up during the break.
So yeah, I think we got all 19 drivers in the lobby as well. two people need to pick their car, and then we're ready for a restart of the lobby. And so, oh yeah, only the starting grid obviously needs to be done.
Oh, Sprightly's just kind of went in on one on Venom, but we'll kind of leave them to discuss that maybe behind closed doors. But no, honestly, it's just it's just a mistake, really. Like, but I mean, if the rules are there to be followed, then there is going to be a punishment for breaking it. And I mean, I didn't even know the penalty was as severe as stepping for the back of the grid if you're readied up during the interval. Like, I didn't get it was that harsh, so this is the first I'm seeing it. But Sprightly is updating us for the race. He's saying it's going to be dry race, 100%. Hicklin also backs us up with saying it's a dry race as well. Freeman is just saying shots. I can't, mate. I'm working now. I'll do it later on. He says Sprightly, like, just kind of says, sorry, not the thing to do, but everyone should know. Honestly, I was taking that as like any form of dig or throwing shade or whatever. Like, I mean, rules are there to be followed, and if you've got to clamp down,
yeah, I think
yep.
Like on every race, the admins say in the Discord chat, just wait 5 minutes. We'll start at the time they're just telling you in the chat. So it ain't really that hard just to follow those rules and wait 5 minutes, I guess. Maybe just press ready up by accident. I mean, those things probably happen. I mean, I would see it as a big challenge. So I will probably say okay, I'll take my loss, start last. We'll see what happens in the race, but as we have 20 drivers ready, is that him as well? I'm not sure.
Is it Venom that's in? Because there is a full grid, and I can't see his name.
No, I can't see his name either. So
I can't. But see, the thing is, I also can't see who's the new person. If there
no,
is
me
no lobby.
neither.
I can't see who it is. Because I was
just going through the last.
Q1.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I'm going through the list for like the 4th time. I still haven't seen who is.
Oh, so we've got a bit of chat engagement. Merck says his bold prediction is for Rock Lobster to get the podium.
Yeah,
Merckx
is a Williams supporter, right? So can't blame him.
He's got to support his
Got to back up the
drivers.
boys.
Tasker says
wait, but
all top 5.
Who's in the lobby who shouldn't be here? That's a big question now. Huh? Wait, is that Second Beast? Yeah, he should be in.
I've absolutely no clue who it is.
Yeah, I'm just speechless. All right. I mean, we're just commentators, right? We'll just sit out and wait until we get ready.
If Steve-O wins with Riot, I can fully get behind that, Ian. I love a Riot. Lewis, Elliot says, tell Lewis OD good luck from Elliot. Just to pass that message on to you, Lewis, if you are listening in, your good buddy Elliot is wishing you the best of luck for this upcoming race. Youngie says, Steve, I'll let you pass if you need the first win. I think Youngie is fully on board with the Riot as well. I mean, who does love a good Riot? But everybody is kind of saying everybody's being a bit different. Tasker saying Darren Paul to be top 5. Merck says Rock Lobster for a podium. Sprightly says last to first challenge. Elliot wishes his best luck to Lewis and the Renault. And Crispy says Youngie or Zenon to win. Youngie is our pole sitter. Zenon's in third. So definitely be interesting to see who gets
Yeah,
their
so
start.
Stevo is now in the McLaren instead of Venom, so he took over his seat.
Huh.
So that's why the 20 drives in the grid on the grid.
Hmm. I'm sure Steve and Gareth were originally teammates anyway, because I've always seen them two in the McLaren. Like, I definitely know Gareth was. I did notice Steve was in. Uh, oh, I can't even tell you what car he was in, even though he wasn't in the McLaren, but he is always in the McLaren when I've done commentating for SLR's third division. So it's just completely whatever my heat there, what car he just drove in, not even 10-15 minutes ago. Um, but no. Crucially, we are seeing like focus. Crispy says Youngie or Zenon, they are first and third on the grid. Youngie in the Alpha, Zenon in the Williams. And they are on the cleaner side of the grid as well, so we expect to see their starts be a bit cleaner and have less wheel spin off their grid slot on the start. Youngie says he'll spin 100%. Youngie, you've got faith.
Yeah, man.
Got
Just
to believe.
don't be so harsh on yourself. Just believe in yourself.
Don't be
As long as you don't spin in turn 4, don't touch any walls, you're good.
exactly. Nay negative Nellies in here. We're only positive people's in here. So we are just waiting on the grid being finalised, and I think we've readying up that is the case. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure
think the
if
weather.
Festival will
Yeah,
stop
the weather
flying.
should be on clear, I think, or on cloudy maybe.
I don't know if. See, do they still? I mean, do they count this as the interval, or do they have a separate interval? I think they have a separate interval. So there will be like another small break between now.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like yesterday this happened as well, and then we took 2 minutes on the grid. 2 minutes waiting time for the formation lap to start.
Aye. So I think people will just be um, getting their break on the grid when they're in the game and when the lobby's set up and when the grids are being finalised, because we have to like manually build the grid ourselves because we've already done qualifying, we've already got the qualifying results. So the administrator or the host of the session needs to build the grid, sorry, for the results of qualifying that was just happened. And then on top of that, we're going to have a small interval. It will probably not be the 5 minutes that we normally see, but it'll probably be like a wee 2 minute breather to get the setups in order, to get the fuel strategies right, to get Jeff and the driver's ears telling them what's happening, whatever. Like, you can really use your break for anything, other than to ready up until you're told to. But I'm really actually looking forward to this race though. Like,
Yeah,
that
same.
day
I
like
was about to
Hungary.
say the same. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hungary Dry is probably one of my favorite tracks. I love to race it.
Definitely. So, what is your predictions? What is your thoughts on this race? To unfold?
Yeah, I'll probably go for Xenon as well, or Yongi. Yeah, Xenon or Yongi would be my guess for the race win. How about you?
Aye, that's. I mean, Crispy said Youngie and Zen, and I'd love to see a battle between them two because they two are exceptionally quick drivers. Um, but you've got other drivers a lot right as well. You've got Neelix, you've got Teddy, you've got. I mean, Gareth actually looked really quick, and he's on the front row. Like, he looked quite quick in the wet. But if I can transfer those skills into the dry, then I can definitely vouch for him as well. You've got, and you've got like a lot of other drivers there as well. You could probably have Rock Lobster coming for a podium, or a last to first happen again, because they seem to be quite regular in this league. Like, because I've seen a fair few of them being discussed and whatever else. But no, we've got 35 laps of Hungary. Hungary has been, I mean, if you just want to fire out some trivia, I mean, like, obviously Hungary, we've been coming to the Hungaroring since 1986. The track hasn't really evolved too much since. The track has quite a good bit of history if you're looking back to PK's famous move outside of Senna at turn 1 in 86, or Schumacher's free-stop strategy in 1998 that got him the win. You've got Damon Hill about to win the race for Arrows until he had a hydraulic issue, and Jacques Villeneuve took the win in 97. You've got Schumacher's dominant win in 94, Damon Hill's first win in 93, and you've got Jos Verstappen's, like Max Verstappen's dad's first podium in Hungary 94 in the Benetton. You've got Alonso's first win in 2003, Button's first win in 2006. You've got, trying to really think what else there is, like there's also Hamilton's won on a two-stop strategy last year, if you want to have more recent memories of Hungary. And I mean, Hungary is the famous scene for where Alonso and Hamilton's teammate relationship just purely went over the rails when they held himself up in the pit lane on in the qualifying session. So there is a lot of history here, even when you don't really think about it. Like, there's a lot of Formula 1 trivia that's happened here, as we are ready up and getting ready to go into the session once again.
Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it. So Hungary, Monaco without walls, but so many interesting races. So it's like, how are there so many interesting races in Hungary? Probably I would say the different strategies from the different teams, but let's hope for a good one as well in this race.
Definitely. I'm hoping I'm vouching for a good race. I'm just looking through the chat to see really what else has happened, and there just seems to be general discussions. Merck says Dylan to win Division 1.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw him saying
you've
that.
got a fan.
Yeah, I do. I mean, who wouldn't want to see it, huh? First race in Div 1 tomorrow. I got some practice on Friday, so nah. I mean, I would be really happy with a. Like, I don't really know what to say. Like, where should I focus on driving? I mean, if I say top 10, would I be too ambitious? Who knows?
You never know what can happen in Formula 1. Anything can happen. Like,
I mean, maybe I retire on lap 1. You never know, huh?
Exactly. Like, you can definitely lose it on the first lap, but I mean, if you're a driver of such a quality to be in Division 1, then definitely you've got, like, I mean, also Division 1. We are on Division 1 tomorrow night at 7 PM GMT. The clocks, they actually go forward as well in the UK. We're a bit late to that particular party, but our clocks finally change over tonight. But if you want to tune in and see my co-commentator at work, be sure to tune in 7 PM tomorrow night.
McLaren for the win.
Get his first win.
McLaren for the win. A lot of fast guys in the Div 1, so should be an interesting race. Isn't it? Smoke was last race Germany, I think. Yeah, it was already in Div 1, right? I think so.
Smoke used to be in Division 2. And
then
he
should
go to Division 1.
Yeah,
and then he didn't really get...
He
didn't really great last weekend as well.
Smoke
is like a driver. I mean, Smoke is a fellow Scot as well, so shout out to him for that. But honestly, Smoke is an exceptional, like, really proven driver. And like, he's been one of the drivers I've seen improve rapidly and improve very, like, efficiently as well. So, like, he has definitely come a long way in terms of his Formula 1, like, style.
Yeah, did he start in Div 3, or did he start in Div 3?
I honestly don't know if he did. I came into
SLR
a good few weeks ago, and I seen him in Division 2. I seen him in Division 2 in the Austria race just a few weeks back, and then now I see him in Division 1. So he must have got promoted in between then and obviously now. So
Yeah,
but
exactly. No, I drove with
Smoke.
yeah, I raced with Smoke like I think Thursday and Wednesday in like a few practice lobbies, and he looked rapid. So yeah, Smoke says Div 3 last season. So and then Div 1 his first race in Germany. So second race some more for him. No, he looked really fast in Hungary in the practice lobby. So should be an interesting race tomorrow as the session starts in about 10 seconds. We'll get the formation lap on the way.
And you've got the sun shining once again here in
Yeah, clear
Hungary.
weather.
We've not seen it. We've not seen it all weekend. Well, I mean, we've not seen it in Division 3 anyway. I don't
No.
think we've actually seen it in
Yeah, and
Division
now
3
probably
last year.
the tires, are they going to overheat? That's a big question as well. Hungary's really difficult track with the tires overheating and stuff like that.
And I mean, maybe we've got to keep our eyes on the likes of Plain Teddy and Scott, 4th and 5th on the soft tyres.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll have got a big advantage here purely because their tyres are going to be fresh now.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
starting
I wanted to talk to you about that because I think they've got the biggest advantage of the session getting restarted because the lap on softs around Hungary. I mean, your tires are probably at 10% by the end of the time you get back to the pits, and the mediums are probably like on 2, maybe 3%. So the guys on the top have got an advantage, a certain advantage at the first couple of laps against those medium guys. And let's see whether Doxan and Gareth, maybe even Youngie, like really trying to fight them, or just say, alright, go past, I'll pass you in about 4 or 5 laps when you go into the pits, as we have a few people already on the grid, as it's Tivo, Scott, Nickel, and that's another, is it? Yeah, they probably hit each other on the formation lap. Yeah, that'd be naughty. Exactly. That's right, boy. So Steve with a great first couple of meters in here in Hungary. Huh?
Definitely. We are gonna see them retake their grid positions. Youngie will be on the left of the screen, Gareth on the right, as we're about to be greeted by the 5 lights. Youngie is our pole position man, and I'm not getting a decent enough camera angle for this, but the red lights will be on the screen in a few moments.
Damn, my camera angle's for shit. Oh, no,
I am the exact same, mate. Oh, there we go. I've got one. So we're at 5 lights. We're at 5 lights, and the engines are screaming at the lights. Tell them to gaff as we see Hicklin get a drive-through penalty there on the start, and we are off and racing here in Hungary as Youngie gets a good start, but so does Gareth, and Dark Zen is definitely making a start there on the Ferrari of Scott's on the outside already, sweeping round the outside.
Second,
Ferrari from P5. Definitely P5 to P2 taking the safe route round the outside, but everybody seems to be facing the right direction, and I say that, and Scott Laney has an incident, and we are already under...
retired with scopes with the Mercedes at turn 2, not even reaching turn 2, as is the virtual safety car right now. So a great start at Ferrari, going up to second.
Honestly, that start by Scott, just shout out to Scott for that start, man. Like, he just seemed to hook it up, go a clean getaway, very clean, very crisp on the exit.
Outside,
and he just shifts the car to the outside, and that's a strategy for some drivers, to keep it on the outside where you try and minimise your probability to run into trouble. Like, if you go to the outside, you've at least got an escape route. Unlike on the inside where you've really not got much where to go.
And it's also interesting with the VSC, like there's a little glitch in game where if it says VSC is ending, you can already go on the pedal. So you go over the delta at that time. So interesting to see if some drivers take their advantage of it, as Youngie leads on lap 2 now, going down into turn 1.
And Gareth pulled out of the slipstream of the racing point into 1, had a wee lock up the inside. but the move wasn't on, so Craig has left the session. Craig caught up in an incident with Scopes on the run down to turn 2, and we see the Renault of Lewis OD, and the pink, he must have picked up some damage there as well, and I didn't want to really cut a crochet on the start there, Dylan, but I noticed that there was a bit of carbon fibre being the restart as well, so one of the drivers being a bit too keen on the restart, and they've picked up some damage, and Dark Xenon, who people were rooting for the race winner, has went backwards off the start. I mean, it was 4 wide going into turn 1 between like Scott, Teddy, Gareth and Xenon. All of them were basically in a line, and Scott just says, I'm not having it, I'm going to the outside and I'm just going to take everybody cleanly as they all bunched up on the apex. So Scott had this premeditated, as we're going to see this Neelix and Xenon going side by side.
The Ferraris, they touch. The race put it before they do touch. Is there any damage or isn't? Obviously no DRS in the first few laps, as Teddy is really Hungary on the Ferrari. Is he going for a good old dive? Oh, Gareth goes into third, maybe second. Oh, he cuts across the grass.
Oh, and Teddy's just tapped the real left at Gareth there, had to take a void in action, and Dark Xenon's getting his cell right back into it, but he's bringing Neelix and crushing everybody else back into this melee for the podium positions here, as Youngie is just running.
Yeah, it's only helping Youngie.
Already about a 3-second gap. So it's been a great start for the Alpha. Great start for Scott.
Lane Steady not looking good. No. As there's the yellow flag with the Red Bull facing the other way around.
And
Orange part of the track to go back on the track.
Teddy.
No, yeah.
Picked up some damage.
Lane Teddy went almost off the track as well. It's only helping Youngie. He's almost 4 seconds off. Number 2.
Oh, and Teddy's away! Teddy's away!
Is he?
He's
Oh,
back
no.
on the track.
And
And he's caused his teammate Paul some hassle there. Oh, and Paul was retired. Oh, disaster for Racing Point. And
you don't want to see that.
VSC.
No, you don't.
Oh man. And I think it just looks like what you were saying in the build-up, Dylan. It's just the tyre temperatures are just
exactly
on the soft tyres, and they're losing grip so early on in this race, even with the advantage of them being like fresh. Like they're still very like loose in terms of grip, and I think Teddy was just experiencing that, and it's just cost his teammate any chance for a point.
Yeah, exactly as after like turn, what is that, 6, 7 and 8 and 9, going into turn 10 and 11 to the right, your tires really overheat because of those corners. So therefore the last turn to the right, ending sector 2, your tires are really overheating by then, as we have another yellow flag. Is Youngie spin?
And who's in
Youngie?
front?
Yeah,
oh, it's Youngie, and Youngie's away too! And Teddy's retired as well, and it's all kicking off!
Oh my god, we didn't have too much going on in Q3. We have already got a great race in the first couple of laps.
And
where did Teddy? Teddy lost it at turn 4, going up the hill. No safety car.
I mean, he was on the soft tyres as well, and
yeah.
I mean, I think he was just banking on having too much, having some kind of grip on up on the rise to 4. And
is he going for a move? He isn't. No. Xenon going around the outside. It's all kicking off with the Neelix now on softs going around the outside of Xenon.
Oh, and Neelix was sliding across to the inside there, but it wasn't dangerous, but it just looked a bit off like for our screens there. Like we've seen him
Youngie in the pit as well.
Slide.
Youngie probably picked up a 5-second stomach go penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane.
And he's just being hit with a double slam there. You hate to see those kind of penalties coming around, but I mean, Youngie had a 3-second gap at the front the last time we properly checked the leaderboard, and now we've got a 5-man battle for the lead. Like, and it's Scott leading this train in the Ferrari after starting P5, and he's on the soft tyres as well, so we'll probably see him pitting soon enough anyway, but this will be the time where the medium runners like Gareth, Zen and Zach just all kind of start swarming the Ferrari here, trying to take the lead, and their tyres will be more at an optimum temperature.
Yeah, I mean, for now it's just waiting for the other drivers to make a mistake. As Gareth is going around the outside of the Ferrari, as he did at the start. Is he going to hold it? Xenon is on first row. As he goes around the outside, it's really wide. Is it? No, Xenon just trying to stay out of trouble as he is going down the inside. Oh,
he got it with a slide. Oh, Dark Xenon makes the move round the outside. I think he might have given him a wee tap there for good measure.
With a bit of connection issues. I mean, it's all kicking up at the start. I mean, this is a great race. As Neelix went down the inside of Gareth as he went wide, so Neelix spot up as well.
And this is just a big, you've got a big train for P1, you've got a wee train forming behind for P8 and 9 between Sprightly and Jules. Another wee battle going on there, we'll give them a shout out there as well.
Yeah, it's funny, it's just waiting. Yeah, it's just waiting for another driver to make a mistake. I said at the beginning of lap 6, and Gareth just made a mistake, lost 2 positions because of that. And it's interesting to see when the soft runners are going into the pits. Is that this lap? No, it's not. So they are extending their softs. As extending
yellow flags out again for Crush. Once more.
Again at turn 4. Yeah, again, just losing it. And he's got wing and plate damage as well, so his race is over unless there's a safety car. He'll be rooting for that.
And safety car will probably get crushed back into the race, but him being on hard tyres.
As Neelix goes around the outside of the Ferrari as well, so Neelix looking good.
And Dark Xenon has got the lead, and he's just looking like he's trying to run away with it now with the medium tyres. The soft tyre runners are starting to kind of lose the grip and lose the sensation that they've got in terms of their tyres, in terms of their performance. So we're going to start seeing some times dropping off for drivers like Neelix and Scott, where the tyres kind of hit the cliff, so they say in Formula 1. But it's been definitely an interesting, it's been a very chaotic start to this race here in Hungary, SLR's 3rd division race, and I'm hoping that you're just as entertained as we are, because
I mean, how can you not?
I barely get any words to describe it. Exactly. Are you not entertained? Like, come on! As we see Scott coming in.
Red Bull's coming out of the pit, so he's already getting lapped by the race leaders. Interesting to see how they are going to manage that traffic.
And he slots in right in front of Gareth on top 1. He'll be getting the blue flags waved to him with vigour as they're telling him to move out the way. But
someone he mentioned, Steve-O's already up in P9, making 11 positions on the hards, so he's just staying out of troubles. Same as Scott Laney, he's already 9 positions up. And Netclaw, 12 positions. Gas, 11 positions. It's just touching the story of the race. Just amazing first few laps.
Definitely, we'll give a special shout out to Steve-O, P20 to P11 to P9, sorry, so he's up a level places on that start. And we've no gave him the credit he truly deserves for that start, so we'll just give him a special mention there the now as he sits in P9 at the minute. He is just 1 second ahead of Scott Laney, and he's 3 seconds behind Jules, so he's got a nice bit of clear air to work with, and he is on the hard tyre, so he is setting himself up in good stead, especially for being quicker at the end of this race if he keeps it on the tarmac. So
he's still staying out. Interesting. Still staying out on those softs. 8 laps now. I mean, everyone else is now medium. Yeah, who was on the softs as well? Oh, it's Ferrari.
Scott, he's in hard tyres.
So, so interesting to see why Neelix still staying out. As Orange Car's now got a 5-second penalty for ignoring the those blue flags, he probably would like to unlap himself, but Garrett isn't liking that.
No, definitely no. Like having
Yeah,
all
I
crush
think
there,
the rule
right
is
in the
if
middle.
you, I think the official rule is if you pass 3 marshal posts while getting blue flags, you still haven't let the other driver pass, you'll get a 5-second penalty. Well, he got it, so.
Oh, and he's away onto the grass there. I think that's just
Is
to
he?
get out of the way of the leading pack. But I mean, we're sitting here questioning when Neelix is going to pit. Neelix is still showing solid pace on one soft. He's keeping up with Zen and he's keeping them honest. Like, he is definitely keeping the Williams driver in check, and he's letting them know that he's basically saying that, and as soon as he says that, he comes in. So Dark Zenon will have a bit of a gap now as the big hectic 6-man battle for the lead is slowly dispersed into one man leading by 2.2 seconds. We'll see what else is happening up and down the field as we are starting to kind of enter the pit window for the soft runners. Medium runners will probably be about lap between 16 and 18. Is that kind of where you would suggest?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not really sure. We'll see. I mean, a few laps on the virtual safety as well, so tires shouldn't be a problem at this stage, I think, if you're on the hards or the mediums. But Senna got 1.8 seconds when Neelix put into pit, so he's out of the arrest range of Garrett, same as Garrett on the Haas driver. So at the beginning of the race, where the arrest range was like 8 people fighting for first place, and now we have only a few guys in the top pack. It's a bunch of time penalties picking up.
And I mean, how like severe? How easy is it to pick up in terms of back extending, corner cutting on this track? I mean, I'm assuming turn 4 is really a blind apex. It's really easy to cut that.
Yeah, exactly. Turn 4 is probably a big part of cutting corners or seeing track limits. I mean, I've drove a few races around here the last couple of days, and I don't think penalties is really that big of an issue around here. So interesting to see who picks up penalties and who doesn't. I mean, if you don't pick up any penalties by the end of the race, you're crossing the line at 60, maybe even get onto the podium if you don't have any penalties. It's all about
it's just a matter
being
of
consistent.
taking it cautiously.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
taking it cautiously
lap by lap. Yeah. Well, it's hard because turn 4, you're not able to, or you're not allowed to cut as much as the corner you would like to, but you're also not allowed to run as wide as you would like. So that's really the main area where the most warnings would be picked up.
And we see Ned Clod going wide there as well. And Sprightly is, I mean, I'm on board with Sprightly. It's the only real kind of close development and close battle on track at the present moment. But we are seeing Gareth dipping in and out of the 1 second range for DRS, so we might need to jump on him if he gets DRS down this straight on Zenon. But we will sit on board with Sprightly as he looks at the back of the Renault of Ned Claw. And we'll see if he gets it. Looks like a clean exit. Does he look too punchy?
Yeah, interesting to say. He's in medium ERS, so maybe trying to save some.
So is he? I mean, is it really in this stage now where drivers will just kind of sit and bide their time? I mean, like, because it's not a track where you can just lunge at somebody, because there's no real opportunity for that unless it's turn 1 and you're just being brave or stupid with it. Like, because the second section is purely right, it's left, right, it's very tight, very narrow, and overtaking is very rare. So,
yeah,
sector 2
just isn't the sector for overtaking. As we said at the beginning of the stream, just turn 1 is a main overtaking chance. Probably just save them the ERS for later on in this lap. As you see, Nightclaw is also as Sprite. Yes, yeah, I saw Sprite going wide. he just ran into the wall, and we have a few full safety car now. So heckling an orange cross, would really like that. Full safety car. Interesting to see whether, yeah, Dogs and Garrett went in the pit as well. Just making full advantage of this safety car.
And one person this doesn't help though is Dubs, who does inherit the race lead. He is on the hard tyres and the likes. He would probably have to go on a 2-stop for that point, I would assume.
I think so too. Yeah, exactly.
Same with Steve-O. Steve-O up in P2 from P20.
Yeah, cool Steve-O.
So maybe the last to first challenge is still on. But
yeah.
for the commentators cuss it there just yet. But I mean, even though we kind of theoretically just did, but we'll keep an eye on what happens. But it's Haas 1, McLaren 2, Haas 3, McLaren 4 as we're about to tuck up behind the safety car. And Sprightly has left the session after his retirement at turn 11. So it was just a matter of purely just going wide at turn 11, taking a wee bit too much of the curb, and the car might have just... Did you see it fully? Because I just caught the tail end of it, and his car just seemed to veer off.
Not pretty sure what happened. Just... yeah, just... I mean, it's easy to lose the car down there, especially when Netclaw picks up a 5-second penalty for cleaning track limits under the safety car, so that's interesting as well. Dark Xenon AI maybe trying to see whether his drivers ahead of him maybe got a penalty. I mean, I've seen a lot of penalties, so interesting to see by the end of the race which drivers didn't pick up that many penalty points. So yeah, just all kicking up at the beginning of the race, had a few laps with not that much of an action, and then all of a sudden, just a Ferrari into the wall.
And then there was one.
Yeah, exactly, only one.
But we are under safety car conditions. We'll have a quick glance at the chat to see what's happening here. Everybody is like, well, Smoke says Steve-O's in the points. Steve-O's well and truly in the points at the moment in P2. Freeman shouts no, Smoke cards now. And I think everybody must have heard him saying that in the chat, because everybody, as soon as the safety car notification come up on their screens, we seen the pit lane boys and girls getting to work on the cars. And they say, Freeman says Scott's been done over by the safety car, and Steve-O as well says Beast, and Gaz as well. So we're just kind of listing a fair bunch of folk that have just been wrongly done by the safety car. Crispy says Neelix net lead. Neelix is P3. So he is the net race leader as it stands. Gareth from P2 is in third. Owen Howell says Sprightly as well. Sprightly as well and truly been done because he's retired from this race. He was the culprit for bringing the safety car out on lap 13. And Freeman says everyone...
State's caught in this lap. Yeah, State's caught in this lap. So, Orange Cross didn't get the opportunity to overtake the safety car. So that will be interesting as Gas just slows the field down massively. Hopefully no wing damage for the drivers behind him. Where does he plan to power down? That's interesting to see. Is that not around 13, then 14, just waiting for the good moment. There we go again.
I think he's found it.
Yeah.
I think he's found the moment there as
he leads the way in this lap.
As he leads the way, 15 laps down, 20 to go of the Hungarian Grand Prix in SLR's third division race. And it is Dubs who leads us away once again under, as we go back to racing conditions here, and we're already seeing two drivers, two cars gone wide into one, as we see Youngie and Ned Clog on side by side there, and turn 2, aggressive, bold, fair.
Getting them elbows out. There is a Mercedes, a Renault, and a Williams in turn 4. all bunched up together after the safety car restart.
And soft tyres in the Mercedes, so
Yeah.
he's going to have to pit very soon
Yeah.
again. And
There, Youngie goes again. Youngie goes again, I think. Yeah, he just spun. With Rock Lobster. Yeah, Youngie with Rock Lobster. Interesting to see what happened there. Couldn't see it.
And while all the chaos has been kicking off in the midfield, Dubs has been pulling out a 2.5 second gap on the flying lap alone. So he's already built some gap on Steve-O, who doesn't really seem to have the pace in hand at the moment, as he's going to be under pressure for Neelix, Gareth and Dark Zenon, who have all made their pit stops at this stage. And Scott's there as well, he's keeping in DRS.
As there's a yellow flag, is to one again.
And that's Hicklin. Hicklin's away again.
Yeah.
In the first sector at turn 2. I mean, it's not been his race so far, as he's about to be overtaken. He's about to be overtaken by Rock Lobster. But we'll keep on board what's happening up at the front, and Neelix is up the inside of Steve-O into the chicane. Does he keep it? Steve-O on the outside there. And I don't know if that was just depth perception there, but I thought Neelix would have had to move on the inside, but Steve-O looked very clean, very robotic-like to go through that chicane. It looked really clean for him as he made his way through the chicane. But it might just be the aspect of it just being a matter of time before Neelix and Gareth and the light and Dark Zenon make their way past Steve-O. That possibly really increased too much this lap.
Scopes around. No, Scope with Lewis in the last corner. DRS is enabled again. And it's interesting to see maybe
Neelix,
if the... Yeah, you go first.
Oh, sorry, Neelix is just making the move.
Yeah.
With foot DRS round the outside of Steve-O into one, and Scott makes the move on Dark Zenon, but Dark Zenon takes him back on the switchback, and Scott's going to go up the inside again, and Zenon's haunted round the outside, and he's up the inside for turn 3, and they're still side by side, and they're still side by side up into 4, and they're going to be up the incline into 4, and Scott's going to be up the inside, but Zenon sweeps round the outside, maintains his P5, and the two teammates of Gareth and Steve-O switch places there, so Gareth in P3, Steve-O P4. Oh, sorry about that.
I mean, that pay rise should be coming any week now. I mean, it's unbelievable. As Zenon almost goes for Steve-O. And Neelix.
Oh, and it's Neelix!
And that is...
That's no... Neelix! Oh, what do you tell when you're doing your driving lessons? You look both ways before you put. No! That's disaster there for the volume of scopes, the Mercedes. But... Oh my god.
Steve-O's in a pit now. Yeah, Steve-O's in a pit. Making use of this virtual safety car. Going on to the medium.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's it's just a virtual safety car is back in now. Yeah, it's sector 2.
Under the virtual.
Yeah. Sector 2, turn 11. It's just a narrow spot for going back onto the circuit. And
I wouldn't be too surprised if Scopes was knocking on the door of the stewards to get into a wee word with Neelix about that rejoin there, and I think everybody in the chat is sharing the same opinion, as the chat just seems to implode there with that particular manoeuvre for the Haas driver there. So it's not been the best rejoin from Neelix there, as he had a spin on turn 11. But while Neelix made his pit stop and onto the medium, same as Steve-O actually, we kind of missed that in, but we've got Zach and Jules and Lewis in a wee train behind Nedclaw in the battle for P5. We're going to have Dark Zenon maybe having a wee look at Gareth doing the pit straight into one.
Yeah, Zach Beast is looking good on that claw. I mean, everywhere there's just so less time. So less time between the drivers. It's great. Just battles everywhere. Love to see it.
It is, I mean, it is purely just been. It's just pure entertainment. Formula One is sport. It's entertainment, and it's just delivering.
Of Netclaw, yeah. Stickbeats
Delivering.
overtook Netclaw into turn 2.
And Ned Claw loses out to Zach Beast there as well. Absolutely right in saying that there. Beast Zach Beast up into 5th position. Dark Zenon is still tucked behind the rear wing of the McLaren of Gareth for P2 and 3. So that will say to me didn't make the move stick into 1 because we focused on the battle for P5. And we'll see what the change for 5th position is. Beast makes his way past his Ned Claw. And Renault and Lewis are going to go side by side. And Lewis running the outside. And the Toro Rosso of Scott Laney has caused a yellow flag appearance in the 3rd sector there.
Netclaw just lets Lewis pass.
We've got a team orders there.
Oh, and Orange Cross has overtaken Dubs. Number 15 driver who was lapped by the lead as he almost loses the car.
And Jules and Ned Claw were gone side by side into turn 1 and Claw odds it round the outside. And Claw keeps P7, but Jules has took a tighter line through 2, trying to set himself up for a move up into turn 4. That'd be brave, but I doubt he would make it stick. And Crush is away.
Crush is in. As we have another virtual safety car. I mean, if you count them, how many safety cars, virtual and full safety cars, have we seen? I mean, probably like 6 to 7.
It's been every few laps we've had a small break or interval of our own.
Yeah, it's been a great race.
And
I mean,
while
is Dubs going to be pitting out? That's also a big question.
This would be his best time to pit. This would be his opportunity to pit.
No, he's not. He's not. Nope. He isn't.
I felt that might have been his opportunity there for a pit stop, especially under these conditions, because people are still having to abide by the speed limit.
Xenon is.
And it's
Xenon overtook Gareth. Is Gareth going around the outside again? Xenon
under the safety, under VSC.
Yeah, under VSC. Yeah. Xenon overtook him. Definitely.
That's a bit of a strange one from if I've ever seen any kind of incident with that.
Yeah, that's not. I mentioned that when it says VC ending, the glitch in the game makes you Xenon lets Gareth pass again. That's great sportsmanship. But there's a glitch in the game where if it says VC ending, you can already go full throttle. So the delta doesn't really matter at that time. But coming back to the heart of Dubs, it's interesting that he didn't go into the pit. I mean, the safety car wasn't ending by that time, I think, so probably would have been his best chance of getting a kind of a free stop for him, but he didn't go for it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like he was getting offered, getting offered like a new phone for free. Or like a car service for free, and he just says, "No, I'm not wanting it." So it's a bit of a confusing one to me, to say the least. Like, I definitely felt he should have pitted, because the drivers on the track,
Dubs, so
they were going to be at a speed limit, and you can even when you come through the pit lane, you don't need to adhere to that. So he could have sped up on the exit and gained a place because the pit lane exit is a different speed limit for the actual race track.
as Beast and Lewis are going at it again. I mean, the Ferrari of the Red Bull and the Renault.
As soon as I jump off, and Gareth went onto the gas and literally jumped onto that battle for the battle for P5 there because you were hyping up a wee bit, and I jumped off, and as soon as I jumped off, they changed positions there. So apologies for my poor broadcasting ability. There, spectators, but Gareth loses out after taking a wee trip across the grass, but Lewis is right on the rear wingy Zach here, basically pushing him through these sequence of corners, and he just looks like he's got so much grip. Zach might
is he
need to
going
up
down
the
the
defensive
inside?
here as he
No,
goes.
he isn't. No. I mean,
Zach
he
might need
could
to
have
put
gone
his
for
car
it.
in. I think Zach needs to put his car in more unconventional places if he wants to try and keep Lewis behind. Like, he needs to try and throw the Renault off the trail a wee bit and go right to the inside doing this straight.
No, Zach hasn't got any DRS, so there's an easy move.
Going to use the slipstream of the Ferrari for defence?
Nope, there's an easy move for Lewis down into turn 1. Is there a switchback move? Nope, there isn't. So Lewis picks up P4 as he now loses onto the back of that Ferrari.
Does he look like he's going to have another chance? He is.
Oh, and we have missed that. Dubs, Dubs went into the pit. We've completely missed that.
And Dubs,
I'm sorry for that.
3.4 second gap. I mean, if
he
he can definitely get a charge on these final 12 laps, and we can definitely see he's in a position for a strong haul of points. As we see the barrier on the exit at turn 5 being in a bit of disposition there. Like, I don't know if you've seen that on the exit of 5, Dylan. There was the barricades just kind of came on track. Well, not on track, but it's on the runoff, and it's
the
rest of the
it's a little glitch again. Yeah, I mean, I think in Singapore that's a glitch as well. When as Yomi goes for the move, Toro Rosso for P7, he finds a spot to do it. He looks feisty as well. It's neck loss there.
He's on 8.
Yeah, neck loss.
Hard tyres.
Yeah, he needs to as well. Yeah. I mean, maybe he could go to lap 30, maybe lap 29. As Dubs is overtaking.
I mean, I think with the likes of Youngie, who's had the race like he has, he might need to just try and bear the storm and just sit on these hard tyres to the end and take what he gets given to him at the end, rather than pick and get nothing. He might as well just throw that out there and just stay out to the end to see what he gets for this race. But
yeah, I mean, overtaking around Hungary is so hot, so maybe you can just place the car really good on the defensive line. As Lewis is down the inside of Ferrari.
He had a nice wee look through the twisty second sector there, and he tries to make Scott blink on the turn in for 11, but the Ferrari remains firm. But
he's just
Scott's going to look
for the.
So what's Scott's going to see when he looks in his wing mirrors is he's going to look into that Renault visor and just see Lewis's piercing eyes looking at him saying, "You're mine, son. I'm coming." Like, that's
but the last corner for Lewis wasn't that good, so the Ferrari stays ahead of him for another lap at least. As there's a battle for P8 with the Youngie and the Renault of Necklaw. I mean, there's battles everywhere. We just can't keep up. That's the yellow flag for Scott Laney, yeah.
And Dubs makes his way past Youngie, yellow flags.
I just saw the barrier. Yeah, I just saw the barrier here.
And Lewis is up the inside of Scott into the chicane. No, he's not.
Just loses
I don't know why. It looked like it was on there, but so Scott is starting to build the train up once again between himself, Lewis, and Zach. Lewis definitely is looking punchy as Scott goes wide.
Youngie
Ferrari to the inside. He goes the long way round. Does he go round the long way? He does, and does Zach benefit for that as well? He does so. Benefits. Zach benefits Lewis's move, and Scott loses 2. What's happening to Youngie? Youngie's off road.
Yeah, Youngie got forced wide by the Toro Rosso as he just let Steve pass.
and
Yep.
Singles slides up the inside. So Youngie for pole position hasn't really had the greatest race to discuss in top one.
And then for P3 again, look at the Ferrari. I mean, wow, this race.
And Scott gets his way back past Zach, but he gives Zach a bit of a squeeze on the inside on the exit. So he was trying to cancel any form of switchback or move that the Red Bull maybe was planning doing into two. But this battle for P3 is really starting to hold up as Scott, Beast and Lewis are all fighting over the same piece of tarmac for the same position. We've got 9 laps left of this Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been nothing short of exciting. It's been absolutely, an absolutely brilliant race so far. And you have missed a real lot of entertainment incidents and safety cars, virtual safety cars. You've missed. Just every lap's had something to talk about. Like, it's just been one of the races. Like, there's always something happening, and you actually love to see it. Like, you do. Like, it's just been an absolute phenomenal showing for all the drivers so far. And we're near finished. We've got 8 laps left, and still anything can happen in this race.
No, it's just while we're talking about the fight for P3 and P6. The leaders of Doc Simon and Gareth are just loving this, just getting away from the pack and driving those last few laps. As for just a whole lap, I think just for a whole lap, maybe there isn't happening anything. I mean, could that be? As gas is going up turn 4. I mean, he loses racing. We want to get past that Red Bull as soon as possible.
He's making Zach reconsider his placement in the Red Bull.
Wow, look at that.
And he's right. He can basically look into the. He can basically look in and see all the engine working, the gearbox and everything else. He's that blooming close to the car, but he is really just trying to take advantage of the speed that he's got and try and carry most of that into some form of momentum for the move.
Yeah.
But Zach is really starting to be hustled and harried, and he needs to start placing his car, like we said just a few laps ago, in more unconventional.
Yeah, that's a good run.
Off the trails.
The horse.
But he's already alongside, is he?
Yeah, he gave him a little off tap. Yeah. I mean, the only good thing about the Ferrari being in front of the Red Bull is that he got the arrest to defend from Dubs.
Definitely, and it means, I mean, it looks like Scott in the Ferrari definitely has the straight line speed to defend. He's got a fair bit of ERS there. He's supposedly as well. He's got 48%, and he is continuing to save. And he's got 20 lap old hard tyres, so he definitely looks like he's got some straight line speed on him. As we see Scott Laney posting the first lap of the race on a set of softs there as well. But Zach and Dubs are really just kind of having a wee battle of the rain here. In the melee battle,
I mean, look at that horse. That's speed he's got.
He's just so much more confident.
He's going for a move.
Purely confidence.
Yeah. No, he isn't. He's just buying his time.
The only place where his confidence is really shy at the minute is he's braking. Because if it wasn't for if he had confidence in his braking, he'd be by Zach winner with the way that he's just been looking at him. He's been eyeing it up, he's just waiting on that moment, and he's getting another great run on the exit at the final turn once again. Zach will once have the defence of the DRS.
He's probably going for a dive here.
Does he have a look?
Is he?
He's up the inside.
Yeah, he has a look. No. Great defending might be. It's just listening to the call. Where Dubs wants to go, he's going down the inside. No, it's just advanced greatly. No chance for Dubs because of the straight line speed of the Red Bull with some DRS and slipstream.
I mean, Zach is really putting on a bit of a defensive showing here in that Red Bull, like having to keep Dubs behind. He's got to date for another 6 laps, even if you're putting an issue, like to try and keep that that quick Haas behind. But he is still keeping up with Scott, but I think
Yeah,
once
but
Scott, if Scott breaks the DRS, then Zach is just going to be
yeah,
a sitting duck.
is he going for a
That's
move down
straight.
here? No, he just isn't. Maybe he should. Is Zach losing the DRS?
He's still in it for what we can
He's,
see.
yeah,
It's
8 tenths,
tenths,
yeah.
but any slight mistake will see him lose it. But I think
No,
he's got
yeah,
this lap.
he's
He's got
thinking
it
he
here
got
once
it, yeah.
again.
Yeah, so that's probably just another lap for Dubs. No, he probably got it now, yeah. Dubs got it now. So that's moved on, and now moving on to the Ferrari.
That's definitely going to have done some damage to his tyre life as well, though. Like, you're wanting to try and make your way up the grid with the best form of tyre life. And the fact that you're stuck behind Zach for a few laps, getting that dirty air, like ruining the grip on the front tyres, is really going to really no hinder it. It's not like a devastating amount as we just see him on board
He
picking
picks
up
up a
a few
penalty,
seconds
yeah.
there for his line through forward, but like he's really want to try and maximise the potential on the tyre life at this stage and in early stages when they're still fresh on light fuel, on a light car. Like you're wanting to take this by the horns, and he is right behind Scott now, so I'll probably know. He's too surprised to see him go up the inside, which he does up the inside into turn 11.
Yeah, he does it, yeah.
And Scott, he's a wee bit of a budge on the exit, keeps Scott. Scott is still facing the right way, but he has got Zach first.
Stevo retired.
Stevo! What's happened there? What did they? Oh
That's,
no,
yeah,
that's going to be.
no, that's also at the end of sector 2, so probably losing the car at the apex. That's really unfortunate. Great race by him.
And Freeman is already. Everybody's just jumping on the chat and they're like,
yeah,
disappointment for Stevo.
Crying and stuff like that.
Oh, and it's turn 11. It's I keep saying turn 11. I think that's turn 10. No, that's turn 11. Turn 12 is the third sector corner. So it's turn 11 is the one where they're all kind of like losing it. Well, most drivers have lost it. We've seen Neelix lose it there. We've seen Sprightly lose it there. We've seen Stevo lose it there. Scott Laney's lost it there. Like a fair few drivers haven't really got to full grips with that turn, and it is really tricky, especially because you need to use the curb on the exit to maximise your speed on the exit, as well as carrying the speed that you get through the twisty left-right in the second sector. So everybody is absolutely disappointed in Stevo's retirement.
When there's one guy disappointing, Young is just flying right now, as he's not going for a move for the Renault P7. The battle for P7 is still on, with even the Toro Rosso Jules looking for the spot.
I mean, with the way Youngie's races went, with a few spins and pit stops and missing out and damage and everything else, and a P8 is still solid.
Yeah, maybe
he's going to
P7.
But he's got to take Ned Claw. Ned Claw's shimmying the car to the right to try and give him a wee bit of speed. But Youngie's up the inside. Ned Claw tries to hot run the outside, and Youngie gives him a wee bit of the shove there on the exit, making sure that the line is his, and it is P7 for Youngie in the Alpha. Ned Claw is in P8. And Zach's Beast is looking at the Ferrari of Scott in front. This is the battle for P5. And we'll sit on board with that while we'll have to keep an eye on Ned Claw and Youngie if the gap stays as close as it is as well. And Lewis and Gaz will be battling once again there in hot pursuit there for P3. So Gaz is definitely looking punchy, he's looking quick on the mediums.
Yeah, Youngie is already
target
on 27 laps old hearts. So, like you said, just go out there, race like you've never done before, and just hope the tires last.
Definitely, I think that's all we can really do at this stage with the way the gaps are. I wouldn't really see too much of a benefit in pitting on this lap just for the accolade of fastest lap. I definitely don't see it as worth it. Like, who is currently the fastest lap holder as it stands? It's Rock.
I think the Scott Lane low circuit. Ooh, it's
Neelix
dubs.
taking
Yeah,
Jules.
dubs with Lewis as well.
And he's got the inside of Ned Claw. Oh, and they've collided, and Neelix has been run again at turn 2, and Jules is trying to get back past the Haas driver there. So Neelix making gains on Jules, just to lose it to Ned Claw at the next turn. Neelix has not been having the greatest race. He's definitely no hard.
And there's the 3-second penalty as well. Yeah.
Oh, and just for
Just
good
all
measure,
of a sudden, yeah. I mean, when it rains it pours. Is that a famous speech in England? When it rains it pours?
that's the main saying now. When it rains it pours, it all just comes at once, and I mean, come one, come all, like, it's just no being Neelix.
Yeah, second speed is just looking for the Ferrari. I mean, he wants to get past. And he's second now. With the laps counting down. Interesting to see how many second time penalties people's got.
On Gaz is going to keep Lewis the dummy, sorry, just to completely tuck and he's locked tyres, and he's took the final podium there, tried to sell Lewis the dummy, and he shifted the car back to the inside, locked up the brakes on the entry to 1, but he makes the move, runs quite wide on 2 though, but Lewis, as they really gain up on the position yet, as he's still right behind a Haas, this battle for the final podium place will definitely heat up in the final lap. But I'm just apologise to cut you off there once again.
No worries, man. I mean, with the pedals we've got, yeah. Wow.
Where did Gaz start? Let me just find it now. Gaz started P15, Freeman. Again, he was just asking. I was just quickly checking the positions gained. There on the screen for the viewers, just to see who started there. But we are about to start. We'll go on board with Zen as he's like to start his final lap.
I just checked. Zenon has only got one warning, so Zenon is just winning this race by an absolute mile.
And crucially for Gaz, Lewis is outside of DRS range, so the threat of the Renault trying to get back past him into turn 1 is been eradicated there, but who doesn't have that same pleasure as Scott? He has to go to the inside. And
he's always boy. He almost touched it.
But Scott has it run it outside once again. And
I mean, yeah, who will be your driver of the day? I mean,
aye.
Yeah,
get your driver of the days in, troops.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I mean, so many to choose for.
Yeah,
it's such an entertaining race.
I mean, come on, man.
I mean, honestly, like, you've got to kind of consider. I don't know, like, it's really hard to pick one. But while we sit and decide who's going to be the driver of the day, we're going to watch Zenon come round the final turn. Checkered flag is out and waving, and he is going to take the win here in Hungary. He's took the win to an absolute thrilling race here as Gareth takes P2. Solid drive for him, qualified P2, finishes P2. It's been a solid showing for the McLaren, and Dubs P15 to the podium. I think he could be well pleased with that.
No,
No!
By 4 tenths.
What's happened there? Oh,
probably
guys.
just time penalties,
Yeah.
I mean, is that going to change people's mind about the driver of the day?
I mean, guys is really, I mean, it would, I mean, people are kind of on board with Gaz being driver of the day.
Freeman just saying,
Gaz.
Freeman just supporting him, I think he's still driver of the day. I mean, that's harsh.
I mean, it's just three tenths. Three tenths is what's cost him a podium. But I need to just take a minute. That has been that has been a race. That has been absolutely scintillating entertainment as we see the podium.
They have deserved that. They have deserved that champagne. I mean, wow.
I mean, they've deserved They have deserved their champagne. We have deserved their pie rise. I think everybody wins at Russian. But No, I think they've just Zen and Gareth, Lewis, Gaz, all of them just drove phenomenally. All deserve to be up there. If there was a four-man podium, I mean, it's really hard, like, no to feel for Gaz because he's been robbed of the podium, especially starting for 15, and he was really quick in that final stint. So it's quite devastating that he's missed out after such a strong performance. But we are going to run down the final race results here. Dark Zen and Azure race winner here in Hungary in the SLR 4th Division race. Gareth started P2, takes P2, solid drive there for the McLaren, and Lewis OD rounds out the podium. Gaz did finish the line, across the line in P3, but he takes 4th. Scott in 5th in the Ferrari. Zach is Beast in 6th in the Red Bull. Youngie 757 on poles, looking the race that he would want to remember very soon, however. And Neelix 8th, Jules 9th, and Ned Claw rounds out the points paying positions. And we are going to be joined by the podium trio. Who will I go in?
Yeah, we're only waiting for Gareth.
Oh my God, boys!
The Welshman.
Should have seen that. That was entertainment at its best. Honestly, just so much happened behind yous. Like, oh, we'll wait until we get Gareth in and then we'll start. But we'll have to see what's happening with our Gareth. There we go.
There he is, yeah.
Oh, lads.
Right. Get your breaths.
Yeah, take a sip of water.
Aye. Well deserved. Podium trip.
How did that champagne?
Absolutely phenomenal. Honestly.
Pressure.
It was
Was
just
that-
like,
No pressure, he
It
says.
it was, have you seen the gif where you've got the wee kind of mascot just running through the minefield? That is literally what it was like for us three, just looking at yous at the front and just watching everything unfold at the back. Like in the midfield, like it was just purely chaotic all the way through this race, and it is just I can't like say enough about it. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. So
Yeah.
just want to give you all the praise and credit you deserves for finishing where you did.
Cheers, mate.
Because it was truly hectic. But we're gonna start with the race winner, if he's there.
Yeah, mate.
Hear him?
Yep.
It's happening. Well done on the one. Solid 25 points in the bag. Just want to talk us through your race and how it went for you at the front after starting third.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic, pretty like elbows out in a way, but I don't know, the start was just those first 10, well even 20 laps was just, it was all over the place with safety cars, VSCs and everything. So it's like someone was taking the lead every turn or whatever. Yeah, and then like obviously I was behind Gareth and there was a few times where I did, kind of lunge in, and I did apologise for that. But I feel like I did try and keep it clean. But overall, it was like a very fun race. And when I finally, managed to get past or whatever, I could finally take a breath. But yeah, I think they'll agree that it was a pretty fun race.
Oh, definitely. It's been truly thrilling. But we had a fair few incidents with safety cars, virtual safety cars and that. There was quite a lot of chaos in the back. We had Sprightly Ganath, that was what triggered the safety car. So that was in like lap 13, 14. So with the virtual safety cars and safety car cautions coming out, did that like I mean, did it really like unsettle you or bring any nerves in when the pack was getting bunched back up together every few laps, as it was in the early stages of the race, just due to the incidents? Like, was that a bit unnerving, unsettling, or just like how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, because with the full safety car, it seemed like then, like around that time, that everyone was starting to create gaps. Like we weren't just all in trains, and then everyone back together on the safety car. It was pretty crazy because everyone was running different strats as well. So then you had slower people on hards, on worn hards compared to the fast people at the back, and it was just yeah, pretty chaotic when it got to that part.
It was honestly chaotic is probably the word I would use to just describe everything that unfolded in this race.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you further credit on your result, your drive, strong performance once the safety car came back in and the VSCs kind of camped down. You did exactly what you needed to do on the restart, built the gap, and pretty much just drove your own race for there. So I could just only give you, I can only sing your praises and give you a well done and a congratulations, and hope to carry that momentum through to Spa next week.
Yeah. Thanks.
Dylan, you want to ask Gareth or Lewis a question? I'll ask.
Yeah, I'll go to the second driver. I mean, second place driver, Lewis. Well, take us through through your race. I mean, oh, what's Gareth's second?
Yeah, it's
I'm
Gareth,
sorry.
not me.
Oh, I mean, I'm a rookie commentator, so don't get too harsh on me. Well, take us through the opening laps. I mean, can you remember anything of it?
Well, yeah, the plan was keep Zen on behind me for as long as I could until I made the error, which he then went by and just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. So it was then make sure you kept it clean, keep it in the lines, keep the penalties down, and bring it home.
As you did. And then yeah, any big accidents? Probably just stayed out of trouble, right?
No, yeah, that was the main plan, was to make sure we kept the nose intact, and you get a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but it's rubbing's racing, as they say.
Exactly. Well done. And then moving on to Lewis P3. How about that?
Yeah, didn't expect it, to be honest, considering I got wiped out after the first turn by one of the Alphas. Didn't expect the podium, but yeah, glad I got it.
I mean, yeah, well, this race was just incredible to watch. I mean, even with Dubs picking up 15 places, starting P15 and moving up so many places, it probably just like did the safety car and virtual safety car play your part, or?
Yeah, it did massively. I run pit lap 1, and then at the run on the mediums, try and catch up to the rest of the train, just wasn't closing the gap, and then safety car came in, pitted for the hards, and was back in the race.
Yeah, okay, so just loving those situations out there. How about Spa next week?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
And another podium, maybe?
Hopefully. Maybe not white out into turn 1 this time, please.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all can't wait for it. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Head streamer, have you got anything to add to it?
No, once again, just want to say my well done, congratulations on the podium. Troops here, well done on a solid race, kept the noses clean, good pace, I mean, perfect combination, gets you good results in it. And we do look forward to seeing if you can carry that momentum to Span next week. So be sure to tune into that Saturday there. I'm trying to work out the date in my head, but it's next Saturday, 9 o'clock UK time, Spa in the Division 3 race, and you can be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Division 1 race round the Hungary ring before we move and visit Spa next week. So
exactly.
Be sure to tune in. Just want to stretch out our appreciation and gratitude for people that tuned in to watch this race happen live, and we hope to see you for the next one, and that's where we'll sign off. Is that it now?